Hey everyone, it's Rebekah here with the Tailored Realty team, here coming at you with another tip for how can you get your house ready to list. So one of the things that people often overlook, and they shouldn't overlook, is the importance of lighting. If you've ever been to a haunted house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A haunted house in the daytime, not so scary, but with the strobe lighting and everything else, super scary. So if you know the importance of lights, don't overlook it. Now there are a couple things that we can do, some that are easy, some that are a little bit more difficult, but they all make a very big impact to a buyer. So the first thing that you can do is just replace your light bulbs. If you've ever walked through a house and the lights don't work, you're wondering, is this an electrical issue? What's actually going on? Just replace those light bulbs so that we don't have that question overall. So go through your house, replace those light bulbs. And when you're doing them, make sure that you're replacing the light bulbs with nice lights. So when you're looking in the store, there's a couple different lights that you can get. You can get the daylight lights, or you can get the soft white lights. Always do the soft white. The daylight lights, they can have a little bit of a different look overall for your house. So what you want to do is you want to make your house warm and inviting, and one way to do that is by getting the soft white light bulbs and replacing all of your lights in the house with them and making sure all of your lights have working light bulbs. So that's number one. Super easy. What's that going to cost you? Like maybe $10 in new light bulbs? Not a big deal overall. The second thing that you can do though is look at your light fixtures and think, hey, what do they look like overall? Or if they're super dusty, give them a clean. There's nothing that I hate more than looking up and seeing nothing but a bunch of dirt and dust all over the place. I mean, it doesn't look good. So make sure that you give your lighting fixtures a really good cleaning. If you're doing that, another thing that you could do too is think about, all right, I don't necessarily want to replace all these light fixtures, but I want to modernize them. We actually had a post just last week talking about an easy way that you could update your lights without even it costing you anything. If you have the old globes around the outside of the lights, just take them off. You can get those really cool clear light fixtures, or light bulbs I should say, that give your house a nice modern look without actually costing you much of anything at all. If you're looking at your light fixture and it's got some rust or it doesn't look super hot overall, another thing that you could do is you could spray paint your light fixture. If you spray paint your light fixture, it gives it a nice refresh overall, and it can have a really big dramatic impact to your buyer, and it costs you just a little bit of time, maybe about $4 or $5 in a can of spray paint. If you're saying, hey, I really want to get top dollar for my house and I want to make sure that I've got everything looking great, then it's time to update light fixtures. If you have light fixtures from the 1990s or 1980s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It has a totally different feel overall if you replace your light fixture with something a little bit more modern. And in the comments below, I'm actually going to show you how we updated some light fixtures in a recent property that we renovated, and we just got rid of the old outdated lighting that they had, and we didn't put anything super expensive, but the impact to the basement overall was absolutely massive. So there you go. Make sure that your lights work. Update your lights working with light bulbs, I should say. So update your light bulbs so get soft white light bulbs, and make sure that all of your lights around the house work. Clean your light fixtures, and you might even consider updating your light fixtures by spray painting them or taking off some globes and replacing the light bulbs with some clear light bulbs. And third but not least, of course, is this would be the best case scenario, is to actually replace old and outdated light fixtures with something a little bit more modern so that it has a nice impact with the buyers. It's not anything that costs a lot of money, but it sure does have a really big impact for a buyer. Stay tuned for later on today when we have more tips and tricks for how to get your house ready to sell.